Chris, one last question. What are some of the simple ways writers can use the tools that they have, like Microsoft Word or ChatGPT, to improve their style?
That's a good question, Angelica. A lot of people don't do it. You know, that's why it's a good question because a lot of lawyers understand that when it comes to usage, meaning grammar, punctuation, vocabulary, spelling, that they can get help from different programs, different software, and they use it, and they should, but they don't often think or know or use these various tools that are available to help them with their style. And when it comes to Chat GPT, this is obviously a huge area for the future. I mean, it's already here. It's just going to get bigger. And so we're going to spend more time talking about that elsewhere. I can't spend time now getting into it, but except to say it is a solution. It's not a cure-all. It's not a panacea, which some people think it is or think it will be. You still have to use Chat GPT correctly, you know, in a thoughtful way. You need to give it the correct inputs. So it is an aid, but it won't replace you and your style edit. When it comes to Microsoft Word, believe it or not, right now on your computer, Microsoft Word offers you a lot of style tools that almost nobody is using. For example, you can just use find, which everybody knows. And you can use it to find these typical red flags that we talk about in the workshop and that we've talked about today a little bit. Like for example, um, buy.
Mhm.
You could just search for buy, and often that will show you that it's a passive sentence. And then you see it, and then you can decide, is there a reason that it's passive? And if not, change it to active. Or you could look for nominalizations, these typical suffix endings that indicate nominalization. Or you could look for negative words, not, no, etc., to try to spot and fix double negatives, triple negatives. Another thing we talk about in the workshop, but not here, is transitioning. These slow transitions that most lawyers use, like furthermore, accordingly, nevertheless, additionally, and that there's often a better way, a shorter way, a faster way to transition or to not transition at all. And so you can easily use find to spot transitions. And then then at least you're awake and you're deciding with awareness whether you need that transition or whether there's a better way. Um, Another good tool that a lot of people surprisingly don't know about is if you see a word such as, I mean, any word that is three or more syllables should immediately raise a red flag in your head. Uh, for example, additionally,
Mhm.
additionally, you know, just means and.
Mhm.
And this is the way it's going to happen for you. You're going to go through the document, and as you see these words that are long in terms of syllables, you're going to be suspicious. A red flag is going to go up in your head, and you'll ask yourself, is there a shorter, more natural synonym? Sometimes, and maybe you'll think of it, but often you don't. And so you put your cursor on that word and you right click your mouse, and there's a drop down menu and there is synonyms. And you click on synonyms and you see, a bunch of synonyms, and you choose the shorter one.
Mhm.
And also within Microsoft Word is a thesaurus, so you could do it that way. Another idea is to try to make it a little bit fun, where you do your first draft, which I repeat is never going to be great, which is fine. And then you do a word count. And then you just say to yourself, I'm going to cut 10%
Mhm.
of the words. And believe me, every first draft can be cut easily 10%. I mean, I actually think something more like 25, 30% is possible. And then you run the word count again, and then you like give yourself a high five. And then you can customize the way Microsoft Word proofs your document for style.
Mhm.
And a lot of lawyers don't know that. And so you put in the time to set up your proofing options the way you want. And then you never have to change it again. And then every time you write a document, you're getting help from Microsoft Word with your style. And then finally, there's something called the Flash Reading Ease Test that I kid you not, in 15 years, I have met two people who have even heard of it, and it's there. And so look it up. If you ever have my workshop, maybe we'll give you somewhere, instructions, but otherwise just look for it on your own. It's there, and it gives you a reading ease score and other statistics about your style. Very, very interesting, very, very useful. Nobody uses it. And so you run the reading ease test. Again, maybe do it on your first draft.
Mhm.
And out of 100, your score will probably be something like 20. And then you go through and you implement the science of good style, which we talked about. You cut sentence by sentence, and you simplify. And you do that sentence by sentence all the way through the document.
Mhm.
And instead of 20 pages, it's now 15 pages and 15 pages of easy style. And then you run the Flash Reading Ease test, and I guarantee your score will go way up.
This is impressive. I have never heard about it, honestly. So this is a very
Believe you.
helpful. This is very helpful, Chris. Thank you so much.